Do you recognize the face of a dying person? I know I look pretty healthy, even with these oxygen tubes in my nose. But the truth is, I've lived with the diagnosis of impending death since I was 14 years old. That was almost 25 years ago. As my illness takes over, just the simple act of breathing is an ongoing struggle. I feel like I'm suffocating. I literally gasp for air. Simple tasks that I once took for granted are now daunting chores. I am now forced to accept that my lungs are failing.
Karen has been diagnosed, and I've labeled her as having idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, which means, in essence, that the lungs are infiltrated and have undergone some scarring. Karen has progressed gradually over the last few years. She'll continue to progress, and if she doesn't get a transplant, she'll die from interstitial lung disease.
My life was about to shift from a juggling act to a waiting game. But if my lungs are taken away from me, and I'm given someone else's body parts, will that change who I am? Maybe. It might seem strange to think of breathing as an adventure, but that's my reality. Just leaving the house is a risky undertaking. I have to calculate how long I'm going to be away from the home, how much oxygen I need, and hope that my supply lasts.
The way she was doing in all these years, I mean, we were having an active life, but with the third person we call the oxygen.
There was a cross-country race in grade 5 in which she was well up at the front, and then suddenly she just stopped. And she had this pain. She refused to finish the race, but I thought just shortness of breath, or pushing herself too soon, and just missed that there was something.
Initially, they called it fibrosing alveolitis, hardening of the alveoli of the lung, where so the lungs wouldn't expand. There had only been 5 people all around the world, and they were all over 50, and they lived for 5 years. And we walked out of that office. We were just devastated. They put her on prednisone, and she responded so well that she was back at school and doing things. In those early years and right through till after her boys were born, she was like in denial, didn't want people to know, because really to look at her you wouldn't know she was sick.
Having a transplant is not going to cure me. It's a treatment. That's what they tell you. I will have to take drugs for the rest of my life. I'll have to be medically monitored for the rest of my life.
Is that you, Cathedral?
It's me, Victoria. My house is a zoo. I have my 2 sons and my stepdaughter. And it's a blended family. When Victor first came to live with us, my sons Brent and Justin enjoyed having his daughter Vicky as their little sister. But that novelty was short-lived. Victor brought with him another language and culture. Our house became like a drop-in for Spanish-speaking friends and family. In retrospect, I realize how much my boys resented that intrusion.
Me and Justin, or at least I know I didn't really like Victor came in to live with us, especially because it was kind of like sneaky the way my mom did it. She said, oh, he's coming to live with us for, this winter, and then when the winter was over, he was still there. And
he came in and it was like he had his way of doing things and he wanted to run the house. She left her shoes at the door, you throw them outside, you know what I mean? Like, things like that. Why are you bringing a video camera upstairs to my room? I can't have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
So throw the camera down the stairs and I'll talk to you.
I don't want to throw the camera down the stairs. I want to have something to play back so that you can see.
I'm sleeping and I'm drunk.
You're drunk. Justin, you're 15.
So?
Don't talk to
You
me
don't
like
give
that.
a shit about me.
Why do you keep
saying
saying
And who do I
that?
have?
I gave you rules to follow. I gave you love. I gave you...
You didn't give me shit. You couldn't take care of me, so you sent me to live with my fucking alcoholic father. Fuck you.
I took care of you.
Fuck you.
It's really detailed. My mom was like the first close relationship, and it's had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of downs, and it hurt a lot. And so I sort of, I don't know, started to push people away and avoid close relationships. My mom's always complaining, oh, you're not part of the family, blah, 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 you're not trying to be part. It's like, part of what? You know, like, part of just this chaos, these arguments, these, I don't know, like, you know, why would I want to contribute to that?
What's going on this
today?
week?
Yeah.
Our stress level is what, about 11 on a scale of 1 to 10?
What's happening?
We were watching these home videos the other day, and it was our first Christmas together as a family, as a blended family, and it was a really happy time.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you for everyone.
And then I look at how things are now. You know, Victor hates my kids.
Well, I think one of the big problems is, as I see it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that Victor is aware of how sick you are and what your limitations are, and the boys don't want to see how sick you are. So that to me, the real thrust of the anger here is that Victor can't tolerate it, that they don't do anything for you, that they don't try to help you in any way. You do need Victor. I think Victor's a person who is quite rightly the support person. And Victor's made it clear that he wants to be that for you. And then we have all these other things getting in the way, and other things being other people and their anxiety. And so we need to get you strong. But meanwhile, we need to keep people not fighting around you.
Thank God for my family. And you know, you never really grow up, because when the doctor said to me, you know, it's time, I think it's time, you know, we need to think about putting you on the list. And I felt so sick. And my first thought was, you know, I want my mummy.
What really devastated me when I really realized how terribly sick she was when they came from the airport and she comes walking in, pulling this great big oxygen tank and taking 3 steps and stopping, 3 steps and stopping. And I just looked, and it's not how you expect your 35-year-old daughter to be.
The first time I was assessed, I met this woman, and she was so excited, and I've seen it too with other people. I can't wait to get my new lungs. And it's sort of a strange or a mixed sort of happiness, because at that point when you get the call and you're like, oh great, I get this new lease on life, this second chance, someone else has passed away, so it's someone else's death that's going to result in your new life.
I still know there's somebody else's lungs. I mean, I'm thankful every day to that person and their family. I still think about them, and that's 9 years later. That is not going to go away.
So I look at it like I'm sort of given this ticket into a great show called life, you know, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to dilly-dally around and miss the show. I'm going to get there. So, and I think that's what this donor person has given me. So I'm going to go and I'm going to have a good time and get up front and, you know.
Yes.
That's right. Rock on.
Yeah.
Bob wanted me to get the lungs from the nymphomaniac. But my girlfriend said he better hope she doesn't get them from a lesbian.
Karen, you've been fully assessed, and I know that you know a lot of the details of your condition and the reason you're here. I think ideally, for a young person, a bilateral lung transplant is better. I think it provides you with a little bit more reserve.
How does it all happen?
first of all, you're listed by virtue of a time on the list, size, and blood group. Once we decide that the lung is appropriate for you, then we would call you in to the hospital. And in the meantime, we have to work on the donor and find out, is it truly appropriate and is everything okay, x-rays and a number of tests that we do. And the whole operation takes anything from about 4 to 12 hours. One of the really good things about our program is they've done 400 lung transplants, so it's not a big deal. It's a routine.
And what's
what are my statistics?
What's your stats?
The best.
Okay, I understand that I have a severe lung disease, that there is no known additional treatment, and that there is no expectation for improvement. I further understand that because of the lung impairment, my life expectancy is limited. I understand that a transplant, if successful, might improve my ability to function and might extend my life expectancy for an indefinite period. I understand that human lung transplantation in the past has had only limited success. I understand that human lung transplantation is considered extremely risky. Known complications include postoperative hemorrhage, infection, rejection of the transplanted lung, and failure of the transplanted lung to successfully function. Failure of the transplant to function properly will likely result in death.
Yeah, we are there now.
I know.
So now we have to go strong.
Okay, I don't want to talk anymore.
That's fine. So what's happening next? So he's going to come to us. Okay. It's okay.
This is your first visit here. It's a time of a lot of hope, and although we have every hope that you're going to have a transplant, we always need to think about what might happen if the transplant comes too late. Most patients with lung disease, and particularly if they have pulmonary fibrosis, if they're put on a ventilator, they tend to die on the ventilator. Okay, and so we think that that's a very personal decision that we're not going to make for you. But on the other hand, if that were to happen, we generally don't transplant people who are on a ventilator because people who have to be transplanted on a ventilator don't do well. They don't have a good chance of getting through the transplant surgery and of having a good outcome.
But I'm not really near that point of needing a ventilator.
No, you're not. And we're only talking to you about this because we talk to everybody about this. So it's a bit of a roller coaster ride, both before transplant and after. But we hope that you'll be doing great once we get a new set of lungs into you.
Call your transplant center, or you may test your pager from home. Oh, that's how long it took from when I paged myself. Can you hear that? We had a birthday party for Victor. September 1st was his birthday. And I'd vowed that I would keep these decorations up until I had my transplant. Then we would have a welcome home party. But now Victor is determined to demolish the living room and redo the living room. So I'll have a nice new living room, which is a nice thought, except that it means that I have to be living in a construction site while I'm waiting for my transplant. So nice thought, honey, but can you wait until I get out of the hospital? La casa, aire puro. Good morning. In this room, you're going to find the fittest group of sick people. I was so weak when I started coming here. I tell you, it's really important before the surgery.
I can't do anything with her lung function. Her lungs are the way they're going to be, and they're going to stay stable or they're going to deteriorate. The only thing that I can try to affect with Karen is to help her get as strong as possible so that she can tolerate the surgery as best as possible.
This is the best place to be in the world, I think, if you're going to go through a double lung transplant. But it's still high risk. And the other treadmill is Gary. He also just, when did you have your transplant?
7 weeks ago.
And he has the same, or he had the same disease that I have, pulmonary fibrosis. But look at him now. Brent! Brent! I sound like a screaming fishwife. He knows that it's hard for me to walk upstairs. He's hoping that if he ignores me, then I'll go away. How are you feeling?
Okay. How are you feeling?
I feel very sad.
Oh yeah? So go cry. So what is the point of this?
Why you're so angry? Why you think everybody's out to get you?
Why? Well, why am I angry? Let's see. I don't know, Mom.
I think to even just be able to talk about how difficult this waiting period is, everything else is relatively manageable after this waiting period because you know what it is you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Right now there's so much unknown.
Yeah, because it's like all the time, I mean not all the time, but basically more and weekends. When Friday start to me, it's like, I think we're gonna get a call. Yeah. And I don't know if you get nervous the way you say, and probably I'm thinking about, I have to do all this because if that happen, I have to be able to go to the hospital or run so I can feel peaceful.
I still think that the biggest area of tension is my disease.
Yeah.
Because it's caused a huge change in our lifestyle, in every aspect of how we live.
That's right.
And I think that's part of the reason why he works so much too, because he's not used to me having to sit around the house and watch TV. And I mean, what do we do when we're alone together? I mean, our activity is very limited, and I mean that's got to affect
both of you.
Yeah, how you feel. I mean, our lives have been drastically changed. I'm sitting here looking out the window, and it's a beautiful sunny day in downtown Toronto, and we're sitting here waiting to hear if I'm going to have a transplant or not. No, it's all very surreal. I knew right away because it was 6:30 in the morning. Who's going to call at 6:30 in the morning? And then he answered the phone. And then when they asked for me, and then I knew that's it. I just wanted to know how I was feeling. Asked a couple of basic questions, and then said, come right down to the hospital. So here we are. Take a couple of hours still?
Yeah, until we find things out. Okay, and then we'll let you know. We're looking at roughly 1 or 2 o'clock to start. So
See, that was my dream. I had that dream.
You dreamt we were going to start at
1 o'clock. The Kathy came and told me, and I dreamt that you were only going to do a single.
No, we're doing it bilateral. Okay.
You're sure?
No, I'm not sure yet. No, I mean, that's the whole thing, that you need to sort of assess the lungs and make sure everything's okay. You can't be totally sure until we've had one round.
Okay. I got the call for the OR.
Uh-huh.
They're going to come get you soon.
Soon?
Yeah.
Did you hear what she said? They got the call for the OR. So can you take my rings?
Socks and undergarments off.
Oh, underwear too?
Yeah,
okay.
Bra.
My bra already took off. And then I have to throw up. What are you going to think when I'm in the surgery? What are you going to think when you say goodbye to me?
I don't know.
fall asleep for half an hour, 1 hour.
Oh yeah? You're gonna sleep while having my surgery?
No, really, but...
It's okay, you're allowed, because I'll be sleeping for my surgery, so you can sleep too.
No, but if
yeah, because then maybe you can meet me in my dreams.
Well, I'm coming back to talk to you because we have some news about the donor lungs. Unfortunately, they didn't appear to be good enough to be used, so we're not going to go ahead with the operation. Okay? Any questions?
I'm relieved that I can have a coffee now and eat something. And I was getting really, really nervous. I know I look really calm, but I'm freaking out. Look at this disaster. What are you doing? What?
School's already over.
What do you mean school's already over? It's 1:30. Why is school over? It's closed today?
Early close day.
So you just thought you'd take the whole day off? Because it's early close day? Brent, get up and do something. Brent.
Make me.
Make you?
Yeah. Can you make me?
What, you mean physically carry you downstairs?
Yeah.
Why are you being like this?
Why are you being like this?
Because you cannot stay in your bed all the time.
I'm not staying in my bed all the time.
How many days have you been to school? Did you say fuck off to me?
No, I said fuck.
Well, normally, when people do construction, yes, they do put up plastic sheets when they're sanding. I'm not quite sure why it wasn't done in a home with someone who suffers from a chronic lung disease, but, you know, perhaps you could ask Victor for me. I'm sure that's probably why he is, you know, avoiding doing an interview with you, because I'm sure that that's what you're going to ask him is, what the fuck are you doing construction with your wife in this condition?
Victor, come downstairs!
What if Karina wants?
Dad said she wants you to go talk downstairs.
Vicky, I'm tired. My mind, you know, I told her. I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like talking anymore. I'm tired. I want to eat. Can you cook for me? Cook for me. Come. Make me a hamburger.
Come on, let's go downstairs. My dad doesn't want me.
No, but
like
you
to
need
be
to sit down and
comfortable
like
when you
relax
talk
for
to
2 minutes anyways.
Yes, when I'm finished.
Well, how long is that going to take?
Tomorrow, because after I finish, we have to go get your sister. So
At 10:30? What, you're going to be cleaning for 3
I have
hours?
to go and eat, Karina. I haven't eaten. I'm grumpy.
I haven't eaten either, Victor. You're grumpy?
Yeah, because I haven't eaten too. I have to eat.
We just checked into the Howard Johnson's on Friday because I couldn't stand it at the house anymore. It was unbearable to breathe, and I'm doing much better now.
It was interesting watching her get ready because she was emailing and going, and then she ended up cleaning off the whole top layer of her desk, and I just have to go online and pay all my bills, and she's paying like, and what I could see is that she's preparing to go into the hospital, not just preparing to come out, you know, while the renovations are getting done. I guess I just wish more than anything that she'd be better. And that she wouldn't have the disease because she's such an amazing person anyways.
That's it for now. But hey, it beats dying.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh. You gonna exercise with me?
No. I'm gonna go swimming.
No, but you have to stay here. You can't leave me unsupervised.
It's the antidote, right now?
Yeah, she's gonna go in the pool. When she comes to go in the pool, then we'll go downstairs. Just hang out with me. I tricked you.
Yes, you tricked me.
Just hang out with me for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Come on.
No.
I haven't seen you for 3 days.
No.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why are you so evil?
Okay, whatever. Would you like to come to the hotel and go swimming? Yes, Mom. Okay, bye. Okay, so I come here, I bring my bathing suit so that I can come and help you work out.
Look at our body language. Man, we're pissed.
I'm pissed, you're not. You're just
I'm just what?
being a mom.
Being a mom.
Deceptive mother.
If you really don't want to be here with me, you can leave.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's the signal. If I go like, if you hear nothing, that means call 911.
Take a deep breath, please.
Like worked with. Did you ever find it?
No.
I'm just going to ask you if it's still the right person to contact.
Yeah.
Perfect. All done.
All done?
Yeah.
That was easy.
So he called me 5 minutes ago and he decided to turn it down because it was like, oh, I don't know details really.
It's not my time yet.
Good things happen.
Yeah.
The next one.
Victor and I are really, really struggling, even though he says everything's fine. I mean, men never seem to see things the same way that women do. You know, women will be ready to walk out the door and the guy will be going, what's the problem? And we've just really, really been struggling.
Liters per minute on exercise is a lot of oxygen, and most oxygen companies won't even be able to supply that level of O2. So Karen is really reaching the maximum of what she can be managed with as an outpatient.
I mean, the thing with my illness is, you know, when you're in the final stages of the disease, the two things that kill you are your organs fail, or you get an infection and you're just not strong enough to fight it. My body's getting weaker, and every infection makes my body weaker. And I've never, you know, until the last couple of weeks, I never really thought about, you know, is there a possibility that the call might not come in time?
Well, that's what we were going to talk about today, actually, Victor, was this waiting period as it goes on and on. And Karen's health is starting to going down. How it is to live with that.
I don't really feel that that he's coping all that well, because everything is directed at me.
But all the time when I'm with you, I'm trying to be happy and I'm trying to make a joke, trying to, I don't know, make a difference.
All the time.
No, all the time. But
he is very nervous and he's trying to hold it in, and he doesn't want me to see how afraid he is or how nervous he is. And then he just gets angry for nothing and starts, you know, you rage. He's got a rage.
I get that anger, and it's in a double anger, because I have one anger in one way with the kid, and I have another anger with the health, and then I have another anger about my work. So I'm trying to avoid or trying to cut it off one by one to make my life easier and be more peaceful.
He's not stuck in the same way you are, and yet he is. He's stuck in a different way. I mean, he's got to take a leap of faith that the doctors know what the hell they're doing and that the lungs are going to come in time. And that's not a very comfortable place for somebody to be in who's used to doing things.
I just want it over. Like, I know that I'm gonna be okay, but I just want to, like, put myself in a little time machine and go to the point when I'm recovering from the surgery. I don't want to have to go through it. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm nervous about being intubated and having that chest tube in me and waking up and feeling like I don't know how I'm gonna be with that. And just being in the operating room and being put to sleep. I mean, that whole, you know. I just want it over. I was on the treadmill, the physiotherapy, and my pager went off. And I kind of looked over at the physiotherapist because I thought maybe it was her pager, and she's like, it's not mine. I'm like, no, it's my pager. I just kept walking. She goes, I think you better get off the treadmill. At least I didn't have far to go. I went from the 7th floor to the 10th floor.
We've had more fun Friday nights, haven't we?
That's for sure. Hi, it's me. I'm so glad you're coming tomorrow, Mom. I'm just waiting. Nervous? I'm terrified. I'm gonna hang up because I'm gonna start crying. What? Okay. I love you. Bye. It's so weird when you're making those calls because it's like, you know, am I gonna have a chance to talk to them again?
That they're coming in 20 minutes. The OR just called.
They're coming to take me downstairs in 20 minutes. Okay. So it's a go then? Okay. Can you make sure that you knock me out enough so that I won't wake up during the operation, and I won't wake up until I'm in Stepdaughter? So I don't remember anything? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Do you have that power?
That's my power,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you give me anything to calm down before? Because I can feel myself starting to get really nervous.
I can do that.
I know I'm joking around and they seem really calm, but I really feel like jumping out the window. Can you get those people to like be quiet for a minute?
Okay. We're gonna go now, buddy.
I know, but like have a little consideration.
Okay. Take it over there.
I see it is scary, but you know what? They're gonna be way better once I have this. It'll not work out just fine.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
You all set?
I am. Are you set?
Yeah. We just got a call from Dr. Waddell. We're going to get started then. Okay.
So that means it's a go?
As it stands now, yes. Very good, John.
Marty, did you need the thing?
No.
Takes 3.
See you in the morning. Bye. Thanks. Once you get past the initial freak out, moment of terror, they give you the drugs to make you so calm, and you just think, I'm gonna go to sleep. And it's in someone else's hands, right? I just wish that I could have talked to my kids before. I know, Justin, that you love me, even though you've been a shithead, and you know that you have been. And when this is all over, I'm going to be able to help you get things back on track. Because you're a great kid. And Brent, I've really seen a change in you, Brent, in the last couple of weeks. And I think you're starting to recognize what you have, what we have, the kind of family we have, and it's special, and we're not going to lose it. And Vicky, we're going to go skating. Maybe not next week, but maybe New Year's Eve at Nathan Phillips Square, who knows? And Victor, I don't have to say anything to Victor. He knows he's the love of my life, and I'm always going to be with him.
Make you breathe deeply. So it just takes a nice big easy breath. Just takes a nice big easy breath in.
I remember one of the dreams that we were enjoying on a beautiful day on the park, and it was a swimming pool, and she was swimming. That's why they say, oh, she's swimming. I can't believe it, that she's under the water. And then I was kind of confused in the dream, because all the time I see her with the nose tube for the oxygen. And then I wake up, and then I say, what a weird dream. It make me feel that probably make me think this is how she's going to be.
We just heard from the donor team that they've started to flush out the lungs, so that means that, you know, the only thing that can go wrong now is the airplane can crash.
Every time that you leave,
They can open way up and
pray for your safety. Every time that you close the door, I pray for your safety.
See a lot of sort of abnormal blood vessels on the surface, especially down here at the edges and the bases. It really looks almost sort of like knobbly. Okay, 7 minutes, perfect.
I wished you would stay just a while longer. Just in case you're trying to find your way back to me.
That's at the septum or carina, really, second carina.
But around we go, and around we go, and around we go. We have were hard to ignore.
The hurdles that she faces from this point obviously are bleeding. I don't think that's a problem for her. Early lung function, like how well it survives the travel between the two bodies, and I think that'll be all right. So the next issue for her will be infection. Her operation went reasonably well. Her heart function was quite good during the operation. It wasn't perfect, but it was quite good. It was acceptable. In terms of the immediate lung function, like how much damage to the lungs, it's probably a little bit, but I think they're pretty good. It's not the best I've seen. It's not perfect, but it's. I don't think it's a worrisome thing.
I had that feeling. I had that feeling that everything's gonna be well. So that's what I was nervous. I was kind of scared. You know, when you're in the last minute there, you always think about that, no matter what. But it was good. Thank God.
Things have taken quite a turn for the worse in her case, because we believe that the problem, at least now, is pneumonia. Something has been a little bit weird all along in terms of the way her lungs have been working. Even at the very beginning, her chest x-ray looked quite good and her lungs should have been good.
They asked me to leave, so I couldn't see her, just from behind, just like all the doctors that were around, and she started to complicate it about problems with the heart. You know, it wasn't good news to me since the first day.
It's mind-blowing when you see someone you love laying there on the bed, hooked up to all these machines, and it's like they're so fragile. And then
she had all the tubes in her side, and the tube and down her throat, and all these IVs, and then the oxygen, and all this. And so I got upset every time I went to see her, because she was asleep, and I would just sit there, and she had all these machines and everything.
You know, I would have to say the majority of people that get this sick die. I think it's more likely that she'll die than that she'll recover.
My life, it was just a hospital in her. As soon as I get inside that door, my life changed. Like we see what is the real life, like everybody else has in this world. And when I go inside the hospital, I see the other life, like the life that we don't really see outside the hospital. So I learned a lot about all this, and it made me change what is life today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Karina. Happy birthday to you. No, Spanish. Cumpleaños feliz. Cumpleaños feliz. Cumpleaños feliz. Cumpleaños feliz. Oh yeah, Karina's 39. Yeah. Happy birthday, Karina.
Today, she is a step down, that's what they call it. I believe that that's why we have a nice gift for God for Christmas.
She's clearly improved a lot since last week. Her lung function is much better in terms of the amount of oxygen that she's on and in terms of the amount of the work of breathing that the machine is doing. They're now starting to reduce the amount of work that the machine is doing and ask Karen to take over more and more of the mechanical work. one's for you, Mom. For me. You remember the other one that broke?
Yeah.
Oh! This is good.
That's a good idea.
Lung transplant people are never out of the woods, to be honest. Like, they really face many potential challenges. I mean, statistically speaking, the first 30 days are the most dangerous, the next 60 days are the next most dangerous, and that risk keeps going down. And also in Karen, just the number of issues that are outstanding are much less than they were initially. So she's clearly at lower risk, but out of the woods is you know, perhaps being too optimistic or underestimating the potential for bad side effects.
And your little dry too.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Push, push, up. Excellent. Okay.
I'll never forget what you said. The first time you were able to talk to me, you opened your eyes and you said, "What do you think about what they're doing for me?" And I said, "I think you're getting absolutely wonderful medical care. It couldn't be better." And you said, "I didn't think it would take this long."
You know, you talk about faith, and it just was a constant belief that this is going to work out. And it was not easy seeing you lying there, but it's something you had to go through.
People don't even realize how lucky they are to have families. There's a lot of people out there who have supportive families like this, and you don't even appreciate them. And I love you guys so much, and I just thank you. That's my new lungs, and I don't cough. Before, this is how I breathed, even with oxygen. So I would go through it again, despite everything I've been through. You know, now I'm recovering not only from a double lung transplant, but from being paralyzed from the neck down. So I've still got a long road of recovery ahead of me, but I would go through it again in a minute. I can breathe. I'm alive.
I must say I am surprised how quickly she's recovered. Like, she's been really progressing at a very fast rate, and that's, as I said, exceeded my expectations, and that's very gratifying. And you know, it sort of serves to reinforce why we try so hard at the beginning, because, you know, a few days of turning things around in the right direction, all of a sudden it's a totally different scenario.
There was a higher power involved in my recovery. I didn't do this on my own. God was there with me the whole time.
I don't know. I can't believe it, because, like, how long ago? A month and a half ago, you were passed out?
Yeah.
Everybody sees that you're doing well, so I don't know, the conflicts kind of just disappeared somewhat. They're still there. They're not gonna go away like that overnight, but we just have to get along, that's it.
You think that's possible?
Yeah.
know I'm not going to be the same after this. I know I'm not. I'm already a different person in the past month or so that this has happened. You know, it's not like a full recovery. There's still going to be a little bit of a reminder, I guess.
The plant needs watering.
That sounds pretty good. Okay, so you have CMV, okay? So CMV is a very common virus in the general population, okay? About half the population has it. Because your donor was positive, it's very common for that virus to be transmitted to you, okay? And after transplant, it can reactivate and cause problems. Your chances of dying from this are pretty small, okay? But they're not zero, okay? It is a very serious disease, okay? And certainly if it goes unchecked, it will kill you, okay? If we did not treat this, it would eventually kill you.
I wasn't really surprised when I came home and got sick. It was more frustrated, and a little depressing to think, I mean, this is coming up on 4 months, and I thought I'd be further ahead.
So this is what we did. We decided on Saturday we're going to go to Niagara Falls. Brent stayed at the house to study. And Victor's been worried all weekend that the dog is pooped in the house. And we're going to come home and find caca everywhere. Okay, so we come home and you flooded the toilet.
No, it wasn't unflooded it.
Brent, there's dog shit all over the bathroom floor.
Because you flooded it.
Brent, it was clogged.
Yeah, and then you flooded it.
Brent, if you don't go and do it, then I'm going to have to do it.
That's how this whole problem started. You went and you were like, I'm going to go do it. And I said, wait, I'm eating my meal.
Because
you go and you go and you flood the toilet.
You clog the toilet and then you stop to take a meal break? No, Brent.
It was the freaking drainer. I put the stuff in and you're supposed to wait for 15, 30 minutes and then you go and do it. Beluda.
It was flooding all over the floor.
It was flooding all over the floor, Brent.
After you flushed it. Jesus.
He would just refuse to do everything that she said. So it's like having a person like that in the house doesn't help anything. Like maybe he has his reasons for being upset or anything, but he just wasn't being fair to my mom.
Our house is going crazy right now. As you can see, Brent is moving out. Aganina's standing there. And Victor's measuring. And Justin is trying to figure out if he can stick his mirror to the wall. I mean, stick his mirror.
And the dog?
And Hiranimo? Nothing.
I guess about 2 weeks ago, I asked Brent to leave. It had just got to the point where, you know, it's been too many months and too many years of him just, you know, withdrawing from family life, withdrawing from life, not going to school, failing school. He's 19 years old. So to me, he has to get out there in the world, learn about life, and maybe that'll make him appreciate what he has. I don't know. I mean, I think the really big, huge heroes in this story are the families of the donors who, in that moment of grief, when you've lost a loved one, have the generosity of spirit to say, yes, you know, it doesn't make sense to bury these organs. We want to give someone else a chance. And what an amazing thing to do that. Someone did that for me, and how do I thank them?
It is a great pleasure to be part of this celebration of courage. Mrs. Valerie McCoy from a donor family lost a brother. And because of that donation, 33 people's lives were changed.
February 28th, 2002. Hello, you don't know me, but I think of you often and wonder about your health. You see, you're now very special to me as you represent something wonderful that emerged from something tragic.
At 14, my beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed son, Jeremy, was in grade 9 at school, a scout, karate student, and a server at church.
He took the day off work to be with myself and my husband the day our daughter was born. 5 weeks before his death. I have a picture of him holding her no more than an hour old, and his eyes are all misty.
To the weekend. The casual hug and hurried goodbye was the last I had from him. 7 days later, more than 500 people attended his funeral at the church.
I hope that somewhere inside of you is a little bit of extra humor and lust for life that you weren't born with.
Although it was short, his life was very productive and full of love. A parent never truly recovers from the death of a child, but I have derived much comfort from the knowledge that the lives of others have been enriched and in some cases lengthened through the donation of Jeremy's organs. His loving, generous spirit lives on, and that is important to me.
It's almost 7 months since I had the transplant. So I've gone through kind of an evolution in terms of my attitude towards transplant. So initially, one side was out of ICU and was able to breathe for the first time without oxygen. It was just this incredible feeling of, wow, this is a medical miracle. But then once the euphoria wore off and I started to have complications, and I would look at myself in the mirror and I would think, God, you're just like a freak of science. And then I thought, well, that's not exactly right either. So now I've kind of got to the point where, I mean, I'm still struggling, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I prefer to think of myself as a medical pioneer, you know, part of the future of medicine.
It changed my whole life to make her feel better. Because if she wasn't better right now, if she was like doing not good and she was still in the hospital, that would break my heart.
After several bouts of rejection and a drastic drop in my lung function, I am now being assessed for a second double lung transplant. My adventure continues.